to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. So I'm just relaxing, you guys, in my cabin. It's so peaceful. The boys went to go get breakfast and they'll be back in a little bit. They said I can just be lazy all day if I want to because, hey Byron, hey Avalon, because they love me and they're just letting me kick back. I wanted to let you guys know that tonight I will be recording my episode on the Addictionary podcast with Megan and Bobby Kinney. If you guys haven't already went and subscribed to their channel, it's called the Addictionary Podcast channel. And it's the picture of the avatar is like a book, like a dictionary. So Megan and Bobby are a father-daughter duo. They're both in recovery. And they're fucking amazing, you guys. So she's calling me tonight and she's going to have me on the channel, and then they're going to shout out Real Talk Recovery over here. So we might have an influx of new people coming over because their podcast is like hella popular and I'm so excited. Like, I was literally crying when she asked me if I would come on and share my testimony, because it's not very often, you guys, that people reach out, like other people that are in recovery, and say, hey, will you come share? And that's why I try to give people that have new channels a chance to come onto my channel, or I share their stuff over here, because there's enough room for us all to be, to grow our channels, So I'm going to be on the Addictionary podcast, and I just got done texting her and kind of telling her all, because she knows that I'm on Suboxone, and she knows, hey, Cece, thanks, girl. I love the direction that you're taking your channel. I've been watching the Chris Watts, hey, Joe, thanks, baby, the Chris Watts interview from jail, and I have been listening to it all the way here yesterday on the drive here, and I am addicted. I'm addicted to hearing why he justifies murdering Shanann and those babies. And he's still lying in those clips. Like, he's still trying to manipulate. Don't you think? Anyway, so I'm sober, you guys. I'm sober on my birthday. This is my 4th birthday sober. This July, I will have 4 years. Yeah. I'm super pumped, you guys. Me too, Lisa. It's like, he seems like such a wimp. You know what I'm saying? That's what me and Neil were listening to it on the way up. Hey, Julie. Yay. Hey, husband. That's awesome. I'm so glad he's watching. That's great. You guys, we're fixing to get back to the basics over here on Real Talk Recovery. I'm fixing to just get back to sharing my stories with you guys of what I've gone through in my addiction. Like the other day when I shared with you guys about, okay, baby, have a good day, Joe, about being triggered by rap music. Hey, we see you. I love your channel, just so you know. I'm subscribed. I get a kick out of all the stuff you do. Honestly, I was going through there and I was thinking, has he done one about me yet? But you know what? If you haven't, that's okay. I'll take it as a compliment that you haven't. So yeah, you guys, We See You has a channel and they upload like parodies kind of people, and they're quite funny and they're not mean-spirited, which that's why I can respect that, but when somebody's trying to be mean-spirited and hurt someone else, I don't like that. You know what I mean? I don't get down with that. Okay. I will take it as a compliment if you do. Yeah, so I'm going to get back to the basics. I wanted to share a little story time with you guys right now about, let me think, my 30th birthday, okay? And the reason I want to share with you guys about my 30th birthday is because on my 30th birthday, I had a major meltdown. Say hi, Paco. And just so you guys know, I had to give Paco a bath because he went and rolled around a dead animal out in the woods. So that was just a whole shit show. So anyway, I want you guys to sit down, get something to drink and a snack. My lips are chapped. I'm fixing to put some chapstick on them while we're talking. And I'm going to tell you guys all about my 30th birthday meltdown. So, I'm 37 now, guys. So, this was 7 years ago. So, 7 years ago, I was in my active addiction. I mean, active addiction. I was actually me and Joe were dating. We had just started getting real serious. Remember the guy who called me from jail the other day and asked me to give him a bail bondsman? That guy. So we were getting real serious. I was going over there like every day. And we were getting high on meth like every day. Well, when I turned 30, I was living with my friend, Tara. And me and Tara, I think that week, the week of my 30th birthday, we had been on like a week-long crack smoking binge. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. Those lights, are they bothering you guys? Let me know. I hope not. I'm trying to block them. Anyway, we had been on like a week-long crack smoking binge. So what we would do is we would smoke crack all night long, you guys. And you're probably going, how did you afford that? Well, honey, we would have the crack dealer over and he'd just stay with us all night. And you guys know how we afforded it. Y'all know the tea. So one night, this guy came over, crack dealer, and it was the night before my birthday, and we stayed up all night smoking crack-a-lacka. I mean, and you guys, when I would smoke crack-a-lacka, I'd be looking out the blinds. I would be thinking the police were out on the front door. I mean, whoa. It was serious when I smoked the crack-a-lacka because I would go into deep-ass hallucinations. Like, because I would stay up for like 10, 12, 13, 14 days at a time. For real. And you know what I would live off of? Mountain Dew and like chips. Like, I wouldn't eat anything. That's why I was like so skinny when I was in active addiction. So, we had this guy over and he had brought his friend and we were all smoking and we were just getting high as fuck. And usually what would happen is, you know, I would get so high on the crack smoking it that I would be like, it's not working anymore. So I'd want to shoot it. So me and Tara would always end up shooting crack, you know, and I don't know if any of you guys have shot crack, but there's like a whole method to the madness of how to break it down and all that kind of stuff to put it in a needle. Well, once I start shooting cocaine, it is fucking all bets off. Stop, drop, and roll. The police are coming. If they're not coming, I'm calling the police, and they're coming over. Because I will call the motherfucking popo on myself. We're chilling. I swear to you guys. I still believe it to this day. I still believe it. That this girl named Amy was trying to break in the back door. Come through the window of my back room. There was a door at the end of the hallway, my room, and then my window in my room. I motherfucking called the police. I called the police. I said, there's someone in the backyard. They're trying to break into this house. The police came over. We got crack dealers in the house. We got crack pipes all over the table. I mean, just chaos. Chaos. The police officer walks around the back of the house with me. And he says, ma'am, there's nobody out here. And I was like, well, thank you. And he leaves. God, thank you, Jesus. He left. That's the third time I've called the police on myself, you guys. Well, we went to sleep. Well, did we go to sleep? I don't think we went to sleep, but we stayed up smoking all night long. The next day was my birthday. Happy birthday, Nicole. Here's free crack, you know, and yada, yada, yada. So I went into work because that was always what happened. I would always have to go into work, you guys, because I had a job. Like, I worked at Kroger as the deli assistant manager. So I would go into Kroger and I was so fucking tired. I mean, you could just see it, you guys, how fucking tired I was. And my boss, it was bad this time. I went in and I was talking to people that weren't there. I was like making fried chicken for people that never even ordered it. And this man, Mr. Bobby, he was in recovery too, and he knew the tea. He was like, "Girl, I'm covering for you. I'll tell him you got sick in the bathroom. Just leave. Go home." So I left and I went home. I drove home. And I was like, "Hey, Jason." I was like, "Yo, man, let's kick it. It's my birthday. I'm 30 years old." And I was literally having a midlife crisis. I was crying because I wasn't married. I didn't have a real steady boyfriend. Like, me and Joe, we used to fuck, but you know what I mean. He didn't claim me. I mean, who would? I was out of my mind. I wouldn't claim me either. So I drove all the way over to his house, you guys, because I thought, oh, he'll have a gift for me. And the way it was with Joe is I had a key to his apartment. Like, I had a key to his house. I could go there whenever I wanted. So I let myself in, and I was sleeping on the couch because I was so tired. And he had finally got home, and I remember he had brought me like a card and a balloon, and I just cried and cried because for some reason in my mind, I thought that this was going to be the day that he like asked me to be his girl, you know? And I had already built this up all in my mind, and I had been up for so long that I was just like struggling. And I remember him, he was just like, "Nicole, you're my best friend. I love you, you know? Yeah, I'm your best friend, but when you need something, you get it." You know what I'm saying? That was the kind of relationships that I had. Even with men, it's like I was just their home girl, you know? And so it was just a bad deal all around. But my 30th birthday was probably one of the worst birthdays I've ever had because I stayed up all night on crack, and then I cried all day because I didn't have nobody to love me, you know? But I don't have that now. Now I have Neil and Nate. You should have seen it, you guys. This morning when I woke up, Nate gave me a big old hug and a kiss, and he was like, "Mom, happy birthday. I love you." And Neil was like, "Are you sure you're happy with being here? Is this what you want to be? You know, do you want to be here? Is this what you want to do?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I love being here with my family. I'm just relaxing and chilling, you know?" And if you guys, like when I was in my active addiction, I ran and got high and just ran the streets so much that today, like being sober and staying home and just chilling, it's what I prefer to do, you know? But anyway, I just want to share that crazy old story with you guys. Oh, thanks, We See You. I really appreciate it. I wish I knew who you were. I wish you would email me so we could become friends. I would never out you, I promise. But anyway, now I can look back on that though. Real talk, We See You. I can look back on that now, and I realize, like, I was just searching for somebody to love me. Do you know what I'm saying? I was just searching for someone to save me. And all along, I had to save myself. I'm sorry, I cannot stand it when people have lip gloss on, and it does that thing right there, so I'm wiping it. Anyway, I had to save myself, you guys, and that's the same advice I have for anyone that's out there that's struggling with active addiction, is there's nobody that's going to fly in and save you. You've got to get up the courage to ask for help and take some suggestions. Latch on to somebody that's been sober for a while and ask them, say, "Hey, can you just guide me? If I have a problem, can I reach out to you?" And for me, that was really hard to do because my pride and my ego would tell me, "You don't need nobody. You got this. You can do this. You're better than that." And that's all pride and ego. Pride got me nowhere, you guys. I would always end up falling flat on my face. But back then, I didn't see it as pride and ego. I always blamed it on something else. You know, if I failed at something, if I lost a job, if my parents were angry at me, if I wrecked a car, it was always because of something else. It was never because of the actions that I did. Are you kidding me? But when I look back on it now, like, I'm like, damn, I was a fucking wreck. Hey, Randy, thank you. I was a wreck, you guys. And, you know, sometimes I think, like, what can I talk to my people about? You guys, we could talk about this kind of stuff all day long because there's so much I can share about with you guys. From 1999 to 2014, I was in active addiction, basically. And some of those years, I maybe got sober for a couple months, or one year I went to prison for a whole year. Okay, so that, just take a couple of years out. In combination, I probably say sober 2 whole years altogether. You know what I mean? In between those 15 years of active addiction. And during those years, I made so many mistakes. I did so many things that could hurt or harm other people, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't see that I was hurting anyone. I would justify and rationalize in my mind that the only person I was hurting was me, and that everyone else is over exaggerating. If they'll just back up off me and let me live my life, you know? Let me kill myself if I want to, right? And I'm just so grateful today, you guys, that, like, I'm gonna get all mushy over here on y'all's asses. My dad called me this morning to tell me happy birthday. And he was just like, you're 37 years old. You made it to 37, and I'm so proud of you. I remember going years without talking to my parents because of my active addiction. And I love my family so much, you guys. My dad is such a good person, and he loves me so much. So, being able to hear from him and know that he's proud of me, it's like $1 million. So, anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I love you guys.